There is no doubt that my favourite game to mod is Fallout 4, my second favourite game of all time, and modding is one of the main reasons why. But what are my favourite mods that I've downloaded for Fallout 4? So that's what I will be doing in today's list in my top 10 Fallout 4 mods. Now I should mention that I have downloaded a lot of Fallout 4 mods over the years, but there are still some pretty big ones still to come, including two fairly big expansions in the form of Fallout London and Fallout Miami. There's also people working on remasters for some of the original Fallouts using the Fallout 4 engine. So those should be some mods to look forward to in the future. But as of this point, what are my current mods that I really enjoy using? Well, it's time to count those down in my top 10 Fallout 4 mods list. Now, before I continue with this top 10 list, I kind of do have to address one elephant in the room. So at the time of recording this footage for the top 10 list, there was kind of a couple mods which I downloaded which were clashing together, and it kind of resulted in, let's say, enhanced jiggle physics with the female characters, admittedly. So yes, you may notice that a little bit. Some of it is very subtle, but some of it is when a new conversation starts or a prompt is activated, that type of thing. So yes, I just needed to put this disclaimer at the start of the video. Number 10, the cbbe body mod. So with this one, this is on the list because it helps out with a lot of other mods, including multiple attire mods and also the Body Slide Studio. So the Body Slide Studio allows you to customize the sizes of different attires so you can have a bit more variety in games. But the main reason I like this mod is because a lot of attires use this mod, such as like your Overwatches or your Samus Arans or just general attires like detective stuff. One of my favourite attires to use is the Cyberpunk suit. This is probably my favourite attire that I've downloaded for Fallout 4. It has a lot of customization, such as changing the colours, the themes, and there's a lot of different parts. So it's very customizable, and that's why cbbe is on this list. Number 9, Father Lives. So this is the first of the story mods which are on this list, and I think this is one which is definitely worth mentioning. So with Father Lives, so if anyone's ever played Fallout 4, they would know that, spoiler alert by the way, they would know that at the end of the game, Father passes away, and also it depends which ending. If you do the Institute ending, you actually see him or are with him when he passes. The other endings, you see him just before the Institute is destroyed. With this ending, if you choose the Institute ending, you can actually save Father's life. So earlier when you meet Jack Cabot, you actually can use one of his serums and research in a kind of a mod mini side quest, which eventually, if you do the research correct, you can save Father's life. Now you have the choice of either turning him into a super mutant, either putting him away peacefully, or, as I did, saving Father's life. He'll then leave the Institute and he will be on the surface in a Institute power armor. From that point you can use Father as a companion and you can have him around you, which I think is a nice touch. Father does interact with some of the civilizations and companions as well. Some of the civilizations don't like it if you're with him, such as the Brotherhood of Steel. So yes, it does have a little bit of an accuracy, I guess you could say, the fact that he was the leader of the Institute, but a lot of the factions don't want him around. So yeah, it's just nice, the ability to save Father, and that's why it's on this list at number 9. Number 8, the BR-77 weapon mod. So this is by far my favourite weapon mod that I've come across in Fallout 4, and that also includes lightsabers and other miscellaneous weapons. So the BR-77 is basically the Halo rifle. It's very customizable. You have a lot of options for it, including different grips, different sights, different bullets, different retinal colors. It's just very customizable. Also, if you level up the gun enough, you actually get the option of perk abilities like, say, like a double jump. Sorry, not a double jump, a high jump. So, quite simple. It's very customizable and very fun to use. It's not dramatically overpowering, so there is still a little bit of difficulty with it. And yeah, and also the fact that I do kind of like Halo as well. That's kind of a nice touch. So that's why it's number 8 on this list. Number 7, Terminator Synth / Terminator Audio. So I decided to put these together because they kind of are very much linked to each other. So first off, Terminator Synth. It basically turns synths into Terminators, which obviously the fact that they can teleport is quite a nice touch. And the Terminator weapons mods basically turns all of the laser-based Terminator weapons into the ability to have Terminator audio effects. Luckily, there's also a good amount of variety in the lasers as well, so it's not just the same noise. So yeah, there's a little bit of variety. Combine these together, it makes for an interesting experience with the synths, so that's why it's number 7 on this list. Number 6, the Unlimited Companion Framework. So this mod basically allows you to have up to 15 of the in-game companions with you at any time. Plus, of course, you can also have optional ones which you downloaded in mod form. There are a couple disclaimers I should mention. Firstly, if you get... there are instances where having too many companions is a bad thing, such as certain story missions that can kind of mess things up a bit, and also if you're in the lift you may get stuck. But yes, just the idea of having all the companions in game with you at one time is pretty cool, also helps out a lot, and yeah, that's why it's number 6 on this list. Number 5, Visible Companion Affinity / No Negative Affinity. So this is another one of these entries which kind of combine two different mods, but they kind of work to the same goal. So with the Visible Companion Affinity, with this one it basically shows you how much affinity you have to each of the standard NPC characters. You also get a holotape so you can check these stats out for yourself. With the No Negative Affinity, basically what this allows you to do is it allows you to change the affinity settings of the characters. So sometimes you can do one thing and then your affinity goes up to 100, or sometimes you can like just change it modestly. Basically it's just a way to either get a relationship or friendship much faster in game, or it's a way to do whatever you want without any companion leaving you. So it's quite effective, and yeah, it's quite especially considering the fact that with a limited companion framework you've got up to 15 characters with different opinions, so like one person might not get along with another if you do something bad. This is the No Negative Affinity is kind of a way to remove that. So yeah, that's why I've put both of these mods at number 5 on this list. Number 4, Enhanced Lighting / Darker Nights. So with this one, this is the last of the kind of collaboration mods entries on this list, but there is definitely a good reason why I've put this on the list. So there's quite a few graphics mods out there which improves like the seasons or the grass or the land or the water, but for me the lighting mods is the definitive graphics mods for Fallout 4, especially when you combine Enhanced Lighting and Darker Nights. So Enhanced Lighting basically increases kind of the saturation of some of the light sources. Also, more light sources are actually put inside buildings. And also, if you combine this with Darker Nights, it makes the interiors naturally darker, so the interiors actually do seem like a more vibrant place. And also, if you go out in nighttime, it's definitely darker, so you actually do need your Pip-Boy. So yes, just having this little change of light does make it a bit more realistic, and also can make things a bit more intense as well if you're in a very dark room with enemies around you. So yes, if I have to get rid of any of the graphics mods, sorry, if I have to keep any of the graphics mods, it'd definitely be these two easily, and that's why it's number 4 on this list. Number 3, Diamond City Bleachers. So for me, this is the best side mission kind of related story content mod which I have come across for Fallout 4. I've come across a few at this point, including the including Fourville, which does actually feel like a Fallout 4 story. But for me, Diamond City Bleachers is the best one I've come across so far. First off, it introduced a brand new area called Left Field's Diner for Diamond City, which the detail is excellent. So basically, it's a Nuka-Cola themed bar. They also have their own shrubbery. Well, not shrubbery. I can't remember the garden type place that you have. So yes. Also, it introduces new cast members: Lily, Dr. Pepper, the sheriff, and one other person, the herbalist, who was originally from Vault 88. So yeah, the characters are pretty good, pretty nice in this. Lily, in particular, is one of my favourite side characters, which I think I've ever come across, possibly. And also, it features a really good, arguably one of the best interactive scenes I've ever come across in the form of the dinner meetup. So you have all the characters, and they're just talking about stuff, and depending on what story interactions you've done, it actually could influence the direction that the meal goes. And yeah, it just feels really good. At the time of recording this video, I believe the mod author is working on a prequel mod, which I definitely want to check out when that's released. But yes, this is definitely one of the best mods which I've come across for Fallout 4. If you want to try out some story-based content, I definitely recommend you check out this mod. And that's why, for me, it's number 3 on this list. Number 2, Heather Kasdan. Hands down, best companion mod for Fallout 4. So with Heather Kasdan, she has an interesting she has a backstory which is actually explored upon later on. She has family which was originally in the NCR from California. She has a grudge against the Institute because of an incident with one of her friends in the past. You also get side content as well. She has a wide variety of dialogue with other characters and also landmarks, such as if you go to the market at Diamond City, she'll mention that she likes noodles. She also has quests for both Nuka World and Far Harbor, so that makes that quite... that expands like the playability of having this companion mod. And also she is highly romanceable, that's for sure. Good amount of perks as well, because she is a trader, so she can give you her exclusive tea recipe. She has her own apartment, and yeah, there's a lot to like about Heather Kasdan. I believe the voice lines have more than 1,200 pieces of dialogue. And the mod is still being updated to this day, by the way. So yeah, Heather Kasdan, hands down, best companion mod, and my second favourite overall. Number 1, TARDIS. So if you know me from a lot of my other videos, you know that I definitely do like Doctor Who, and if there's a TARDIS mod, I'm going to download it and try it out. And hey presto, the TARDIS mod is my favourite mod for Fallout 4. So this TARDIS in particular has an interior which looks a little bit kind of more maybe retro, I guess you could say, on the interior. You do have workshops, you have a bed, you have working shower, depending on whether you've got certain mods. Also, the TARDIS allows you to save up to, I believe, 12 locations. And yeah, it allows you to fast travel like more immersively, I guess you could say. But for me, probably the best thing about the TARDIS is if you have the standard game and if you keep the Institute, you actually have a way to kind of glitch your companions into the Institute, because Normally you won't be able to get your companions into the Institute, but with the TARDIS you can do that. And also, if the Institute is destroyed and if you know the code, you can spawn yourself at the location to access the Institute even when it's destroyed. Same with the Pred one, I believe. So yes, the TARDIS is my #1 mod for Fallout 4.